Becky from Lessons by the Lake. Today I want to show you some of my favorite mentor texts that I use to teach specific reading strategies. So you can use books that teach many different strategies. I just wanted to show you some of my favorites. A good way to determine if a book is good for a specific reading strategy mentor text is just read the book and use your teacher brain to think about what kind of questions you would ask, what kind of discussions you would have, and then notice, oh, I'm naturally asking for a lot of predictions, or we really need to clarify a lot of vocabulary during this book. So just think about what naturally comes to you, and that's what will show you what a good reading strategy would be to use with it. So for connections, I absolutely love Fractured Fairy Tales. It's like my favorite kind of books. So I love using Cindy Ellen. It's a Western version of Cinderella, very cute. I also love Three Little Super Pigs. The Three Little Pigs, a similar story, but they're superheroes. The students absolutely love that. For Inferences, I love using Voices in the Park. It's a great story about different characters in the park and their perspectives. It's really good for teaching point of view also, but there's a lot of hidden clues in the pictures and the words that help teach inferences and model that. One of my favorites for predictions is The Bad Seed. This is a great book for character education and many different things, but it really lends itself to predictions. I also love The Great Fuzz Frenzy, that I didn't bring up, but I love The Great Fuzz Frenzy for predictions. For questioning, I love using Strega Nona. This is a classic. Students love watching what happens, and it's just such a cute story to read with them. They have so much fun predicting what's going to happen. The Adventures of Beagle is also really good for predicting. Students really relate to this story and take in and want to be part of the adventure and love predicting with the characters as they go through. A great one for clarifying is The Lorax. Even if the students have already seen the video or read it before, it's such an amazing book that has so much depth to it, and it's really good to go through and clarify what that could be comparing to and what the different words means and what the characters represent. And it's a really fun book to go through together, especially to have kids use post-it notes and annotate as they go through what they're clarifying. I highly suggest this for clarifying. For summarizing, I love to use Lily's Purple Plastic Purse. It just lends itself to a really nice order throughout the book, and the students are able to think back and pull out the important details. Nuffle Bunny is also a great one for summarizing. Love this story. It's so sweet to share with your students. For synthesizing, I love using Assault in His Shoes. So this is a story about Michael Jordan and the pursuit of his dream and how he got there. And it's really cool to talk to the kids and have them synthesize what they think about what he's doing and his choices. And then as they keep reading, their opinions change and what their understanding change and what they think is going to happen. So it's really a book to take in everything and change your thinking and model that synthesizing as you go through it. For evaluating, The Name Jar is really powerful. It's an amazing, incredible book to read with your students anytime, especially at the beginning of the year. But it really lends itself to evaluating, to think about her name, and they can evaluate their own names and just evaluate their decisions and her thinking and what they think about her as a character and the choices that she makes. And last but not least, I love using Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs for visualizing. So pictures are a little bit outdated looking, but they have so much detail, and the book is just so descriptive and so incredible, and the students love to try to imagine it in their mind while you read it or draw a picture while you're reading. This is really a great one. Even if they've seen the movie, just going through and talking about each individual description throughout the book is a very powerful experience. So these are all really great books that you can use with any strategy. I just wanted to share some of my favorite ways to use them. I really like to use picture books to teach my reading strategies. I do that during my shared reading time, the first 10 to 15 minutes of my reading block. And then while I'm reading, I do think aloud. So I'm using a specific sentence frame to model making inferences or clarifying something. And as I'm showing my students my think alouds, they're understanding how to apply the reading strategy, and then they get an opportunity to practice themselves. So these books all really lend themselves to being interactive experiences that enhance teaching those reading strategies. So I'll link them below. If you want to check them out and look at them for your classroom, I'll also put some links to my blog so you can read about how I do shared reading and my think alouds if you want to try that yourself in your classroom. If you have any great books that you recommend for a specific reading strategy, please share them with me. I'm always looking for new ones to add to my collection. And if you need help picking out a book from the ones you already have, send me a message. I'm happy to help. Thank you for stopping by.